in the jungle.
So I'm gonna play this last one. This was the one I was
calling
looking.
HBCUs the jungle.
He
I
said
didn't say that.
lions.
I didn't say that.
He said lions.
This is from their POV right here.
They threw a drink up top.
Oh my gosh, they threw a drink up top.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Did somebody just throw something in our car?
They just tried to hit the car.
Arrest. That's the
Right,
white boys I know.
arrest.
Arrest.
Whoa,
But
that was loud.
Arrest.
All right. Just like I said, wanted to give more context to it. That was their POV. Sound like Johnny, was you about to hop in?
Yeah, nah. I mean, we just sat up here a couple weeks ago and argued about like, snitching, no snitching. But I think this is a great point to like. This is where you got to play their game with them. Like what the president of the university, head of security, they should have had them arrested. They should have had them charged with trespassing, having unauthorized event, inciting riot. There's a lot of things that you could have did that would actually like affect them in the way that they're going to.
But that wouldn't have
Kicking
been
them off
positive.
campus leaves them with no consequences, and it gave them content. If they leave with charges, if they live with some charges, unauthorized trespassing, you think they're gonna go to the next HBCU and try that?
But
They not, and they're not gonna get that content. It's gonna change the narrative, and I think we got to play. You fight fire with fire. You got to play that game with them people, getting mad and all that. They just gonna take videos and say the things they're saying right now. But if you get them arrested, escorted, give them some charges to leave with.
but there was no charges to give. Pause. Like
That's trespassing. They had an unauthorized event.
Tennessee State
They found a way to
is a state funded school. That's like saying you gonna charge me for walking around UNC Chapel Hill.
They can't they can't make up a charge. There's plenty of
They
charges
can
that
ask
you
you
could
to leave the campus.
There's plenty of stuff. Like I'm saying, if you want to arrest somebody,
you can't trespass on a state funded school. Like
you can't have an unauthorized
I'm here during regular.
event
I'm here during regular business hours. I can be here.
If they say you're a suspicious person,
there's a lot of ways.
But what I'm saying is,
got them with something. You could have got them with something.
If they press charges, it's going to be even a worse negative response in terms of how it's going to make them even like these activists now who got arrested. That wouldn't be a positive. That wouldn't be the way to move.
The university should have pressed charges on them for coming onto the campus.
But it would have been. I'm saying that's a bad move. That's a bad move.
Like, what would they be pressing charges on them for?
I'm sure there's some kind of law against having an unauthorized, like with not having a permit, having an event. Especially
they didn't have an event.
Yeah, it was just like they set up a table and said.
They just said that. I don't know, but I'm saying they would have found a way to put a black person in jail, and I think that's all I'm saying. They would have found a way to do something and find us criminal, and something like that should be met with the same kind of consequence, even if it's a civil lawsuit. There's ways that you can play the same type of game that they play, and I think that's the only way they would, respond.
For trespassing in the daytime.
I don't know the
campus.
laws of Tennessee. I don't know the exact thing like that, but there could be some legal action taken against these guys. That's all I'm saying. Legal action.
Johnny said, "Make something up." I like that one. That was my favorite quote from Johnny. G, talk to us. Are you for Tennessee State canceling these white guys and their freedom of speech?
And
get Charlie Kirk points off.
In my ideal world, one is like clear rage baiting by these white boys, because the most charged up like thinkers are young 18 to 22-year-olds on a HBCU campus. Like this is when this is when I started learning about shapeshifters, started learning about who manufacture A's. Like you start getting exposed to all these kind of different theories in life. You start questioning how you was raised. Like you really charged up around this time period, and they specifically went to a HBCU in the state of Tennessee to rage bait this audience. That is foul on them. However, what would have been beautiful is if they just ignored them as if they didn't exist. That would have been the most beautiful response to the whole thing. Like, we don't even see you. You can say what you want, do what you want. We don't give a fuck about what you talking about. It's Fried Chicken Wednesday. I'm about to get mine. I'm going to the calf and I'm going back to the room. Like, I'm not even sweating white boys. That to me would have been the most beautiful thing.
So G, what happens if you're walking to Fried Chicken Wednesday and he say just like a black person? How do you respond to that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, nigga. We like
Yeah,
chicken.
nigga.
Like,
Yes, we had a HBCU, nigga. You are correct. Yes. Like, what are you
I'm-
talking about? That's why
well,
we got Fried Chicken Wednesday, nigga. You are correct. Like, what else?
we gotta
Okay.
stop giving them the privilege of being offended by shit.
It's
Like,
like,
I like fried chicken, yes, nigga. I like watermelon. Okay, that's all you got. Like, well, I'm not.
but it's like I also get like these kids, man. Like, you know, they are social media babies. If you're 18 to 22, you grew up like with social media at the forefront. So when we talk about how social media is impacting the mindset and the temperature, you notice like all these killers, these are younger folks. These are younger white boys who grew up in the social media age. They clearly don't have any type of emotional regulation. And, you know, I'm not, you know, look, I know our community, YN's definitely struggling out here with emotional regulation. And it's like, you really tried to go there thinking that you was going to get some, like, you know, you went to a HBCU because it's like you strategically tried to go somewhere with some quote unquote YNs, but with some ones who had something to lose versus he could have went somewhere else in Tennessee in a neighborhood and set up that table. And security there would have been no security to protect or escort him out. That ass would have been on fire. So it's like they knew exactly what they were doing and why they were doing it. I just wish that they would have got ignored.
Got you. So I guess let me ask y'all this: is this an example of showing us that we might actually be for cancel culture? I'll throw that to you, Johnny, first. It sounded like you wanted them arrested, thrown in jail. You wanted like laws to be made up for them
Well, I'm saying
for coming to, in their opinion, to express their freedom of speech at a public place.
I said there's events that block traffic or building entrances without proper permits are generally legal and can result in arrest. Trespassing, they said that is usually generally harder at a state school versus private school. But what I'm saying, there are ways around even
Well, I don't think they did the first.
refusal to disperse can lead to arrest. There are
They
several
left.
different ways.
Yeah,
Suspicious
they-
person is enough. I'm telling you. Like, you look suspicious in an area where people don't know you.
So
That's enough.
there are grounds for legal action against these type of behaviors if they're going to disturb, especially black spaces of education. If you frame it like that, there's way more grounds for legal action to something like them coming onto our campuses and having, or you know, on black campuses and having disrupting, you know, kind of events.
Like, you know, HBCUs have white students, right? Like, 2 white students could have went out there and did the same thing as an example, and nobody would be able to push them off their own campus, setting up a
But
table.
If they didn't have the right permits, they could have.
It's not no permits. Like,
Yeah,
what
right.
yo, like, nigga, they not downtown. They not
No.
blocking Main Street. Like,
The
they not
school
even.
did.
No white student knows better than an HBCU white student to not do no shit like that.
I agree. I
They
agree.
could be the ones out there fighting him first. Cause
I ain't seen them out
they
there.
don't play about us.
Where's your
I ain't seen
permit,
them out there.
buddy?
They must have been commuting. They must have been commuting that
Hey,
day.
buddy, you have a permit?
But right, but Johnny, so is this an example of showing how you are actually for cancel culture?